When my wife and I were choosing who would film our wedding, we didn't pick a studio that just did pretty shots. We picked the one that could tell the story of our day, weaving our own voices over the images to create an emotional memory of our wedding day. And we were actually happy to pay a premium price for that. Most websites out there never do this. They look fine, but they really say nothing. And that's exactly why they get ignored and what we'll learn to fix today. Let's go. Hello my friend, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Adrian Somoza, former lead designer at MediaMonks, and I focus on helping freelance web designers grow their businesses to be financially peaceful and creatively challenging. Now, for the examples I'm about to show you, I teamed up with Framer, and it's the tool I would use to bring these concepts to life. You can use the tool of your choice, but if you want to try Framer, then make sure to use the coupon code BONT2 for 30% off 1 year of Framer Pro. The link is in the description. Now, the premise of this video is this: start with words, not visuals. Here's the mistake I see all the time, and I've made it myself, okay? We see a nice visual idea somewhere, we get excited, and we start our design from there. That's really cosmetic work. It might look good, but it usually has nothing to do with the business that we are designing for. The best way to build storytelling is to start with the business goals, the content, and the concept. Design, like any creative process, starts with words. If you've read the Bible, you've seen that God used words to create everything that exists. So any creative process starts with words. Before you touch any tool, put into words the goals of the website, the story you want to tell, and the transformation from A to B that the business creates for its clients. Once you have the words, then you can visualize them. Now, if you don't clarify those things first, you rarely solve any business problem, which positions you as a commodity, meaning just one more web designer out there competing on price. And that usually means that you either build something generic or even something unique that has nothing to do with a business and that follows what's trendy and soon becomes old. Now, this is the real difference between art directors and juniors, okay? Art directors and creative directors start with words. I worked at agencies, if you didn't know, leading projects for Fortune 500 companies like Adidas, Red Bull, Nike, and the Olympics. And I can tell you this, okay? Juniors jump straight into design, straight into pushing pixels before they even know what story they are telling. Lead designers, on the other hand, start with words. And only when the brief is super clear, they move into production. Now, bear this in mind, okay? Just like visualizing has to come after conceptualizing. To grow your freelance web design business to 6 figures, you need first to improve your business skills, not your design ones, okay? So if that's why you're here in YouTube, right? Watching tutorials to be able to get better at design so you can charge more, I prepared a free 6-figure web design business worksheet to help you prioritize the right things and grow faster. Link is below. Now, let me show you 2 examples of this. First, I'll share my screen and walk you through my process. This is a simple example of a website I did in really 3 days, just so you can see myself doing it in my thinking behind it, okay? And by the way, for the video on the full process of this website, watch this video here. Now, this is a website for a luthier. I invented this brief. So this is the website, right? It has some scroll animations, some scroll hijacking. I'm gonna go through it very quickly. And it's also responsive. It was responsive. I started in the design phase with words. So I asked AI to create this little tagline, right, from seed to song, and asked AI to describe briefly what he does, so coal, handcrafts, bespoke string instruments, etc. I asked for a CTA, and then I asked for a scroll story that showed the process of seed to guitar. And so it wrote 5 sentences that I can then weave into the story. So that's how I did the website. It says a seed falls to the ground, a tree spends decades reaching for light, Cole listens to the wood before he ever cuts it, his hands give it a new shape and new voice, yours to play. And that's what I used for this website, okay? So that's what you see on the sentences here. Seed falls to the ground, starts growing, a tree spends decades reaching for light, and I added this little lighting effect. Cole listens to the wood before he ever cuts it, and there's like a cut effect, and then his hands give it a new voice, yours to play, and you see the guitar in play, right? A simple idea that I did in just 3 days, but I wanted to also show you a little bit of a process I went through to try something a bit more interesting, okay? So I said, help me come up with a concept for a luthier website that builds a unique narrative to tell the story of his service, okay? AI asked me some questions, and after answering them, it gave me like this concept built around Cole's material obsession. Okay, so before the first note, and it has like the opening, the material, the process, the instrument, and the commission, right? Now, to me, this still sounded a little bit generic. So I said, let's find a more unique angle, something out of the typical. Imagine I focus on luthiers as my niche, and all I do is create websites for luthiers. I would want each website to be unique. Let's invent something unique about this specific one. And then it created like 3 uncommon angles, right? The guitar finds its player, he listens to the wood before he touches it, and every guitar he's built has outlived a version of him. Now, I wasn't really convinced, and what I realized, and this is a tip for you, when you're doing a creative process, first you want to brainstorm a little bit. So you want to really open up your options as broad as possible before you settle on one direction. So that's what I finally did here. I said, give me 20 slogans for this. Now, it did give me 20 slogans, but the problem was that those slogans were based on the 3 concepts I already had. So what I did was actually I asked 20 possible stories I could tell about this topic and service. Forget the 3 angles, right? Think outside the box. And here's where I think I landed on something interesting. So story angles worked very well for me, and I asked 20 story angles, okay? So the one I picked was story number 2. We're not going to go through all of them because they are a lot, but these are very interesting if you are focusing on a specific niche like luthiers, for example, or by doing this little exercise, you have 20 different angles. And I didn't even have information specific to one luthier, because if I tell them, he's from Portugal and he's young and blah, and I tell him things about the luthier I'm working for, and I asked the luthier, like, what are like some particular things about your work that makes it different from other luthiers, right? They will tell you, like, that's a really good question to ask your client and really dig deeper so that you understand what's the difference between this luthier and someone else, right? And you can visualize that in your website or in their website, right? But I did pick this one, okay? And it was very interesting. It says, Cole doesn't build guitars for musicians, he builds them for their grandchildren. Every decision he makes is calibrated for an instrument that will still be played in 80 years. So what I said is, okay, I like this one. I think we could do a timeline where it starts with a seed, it grows into a tree, and then Cole comes in and turns it into a guitar. But that's not the end of the tree. It's just one more chapter in the wood's life that now ages as a guitar and becomes more and more valuable as time goes by. So how could the hero, title, paragraph, and CTA be for this? Create then text for the modules where he talks about the types of guitars, the process it takes him to complete the guitar from ask to delivered, the prices, etc. Now you can add all the modules that you can think about. You can add testimonials, you can ask for different things. Of course, when you're doing testimonials, you're going to use them as placeholders until you have real content, but at least you can start designing for those, right? By just asking AI very simply. And look at this. Hero, you have the title, a paragraph, a CTA, then section title, the instruments, 2 forms, 1 commitment, you have text. The process, steps 1 to 5, and then there's a timeline, then you have the pricing, and you can start designing from here. And of course, when you're working with a client, you would want to run this with them and see if it works and adjust, of course, pricing and all of it, right, based on the client. But it's a great tool for just coming up with a copy and with a concept even. Like if you want to just stop here and just have this as your north. And so here is the copy-pasted text for the website. Now, with this, you can start thinking of ideas of how to visualize each of these modules. Now, this exercise should give you an idea of how many angles you can use to tell the story of a service, like for example, a luthier, right? Like this could be applied to anything. Now, by the way, you might be thinking, like, is it good to use Framer for this, like Framer AI agent? And I actually did the test because I wanted to see, and I only used 120 credits on Sonnet 4.6 for this whole conversation, okay? This whole conversation and this result was done with 120 credits, which is roughly around $1. Now there's Sonnet 5, which is going to be even more efficient, and as new models come out, this might get even more efficient and you might get even better results. I like Claude's models for this. As of 2026, this changes month after month, but just for you to have an idea for copy, I like Claude's models. I think they work really well. So that's the process that I would go through. This website was built on a much simpler story, but you can do something even more complex and have more modules, right? And make it more robust with the same process, okay? Now that was the Luthier website, but I want to also show you this other example that is a bit more robust. It is still a concept done by a studio, but I think it's an excellent example of how you can also use storytelling. This whole website was also made in Framer. So let's see. MC26 is the passcode. Now I can access the site. Now this is a matcha cartel website. It's a website that sells matcha, but they created it around the story of a cartel, right? Like they were selling drugs, but they are not. And so you get into it. It seems like they are kind of being studied by military, right? And as you scroll down, you start seeing like this detective style, right? Where this brand became like a cartel that is actually selling just matcha. I talked about the seed becoming a guitar. Nowadays, if you take the time to do it with AI, you can create videos like the one you're seeing here, where you actually show the process of going from a leaf to matcha, right? Matcha powder inside a canned product. So that's exactly what I mean with storytelling. That's a story of a leaf that becomes a product, okay? And you're showing it visually. So that's a really good example of storytelling inside web design. So this goes through, for example, the production process or the production chain in this module. It goes through the effects of matcha and it has a visual on the background. Then it shows matcha in use, like this product in use. And so it shows some like weird things. This was very funny to me as well. Like it's not a cartel, but it's like an infusion of matcha, right? Like a hospital. And that's even another angle that you could use for storytelling in this niche of matcha, for example. You could use it for coffee, you could use it for almost any drink. Then it shows the goods, right? The products that they sell. And then it shows like this flashlight. Why the flashlight? Because it's a cartel. It's something secret. It's something that that they are doing in the dark, right? And so you have this effect, but it's not a random effect. It's an effect that has to do with the theme of this website, which is the cartel. And that's what I love about this. Like the vault, right? Why the vault? Well, because again, it's a cartel. They are selling something very expensive, very secretive. So it's inside this suitcase that really looks like the suitcases that the cartels use to hand things, right? So very good way of telling a simple story and making matcha fun. And even this fingerprint effect of the cursor, I think it's brilliant, where again, it looks like some type of detective vibe, right, going on. And it says dealers, right? These are the dealers, the people that made the website are called dealers, because again, it's all the theme of the cartel. So as you can see, when you jump into the design, you should be visualizing the story you decided to tell in the first place, not just decorating information. And like I said at the start, right, design skills open the doors, but business skills are what actually scale your freelance web design business, okay? So my free 6-figure web design business worksheet helps you prioritize the right things so you can grow faster. The link is in the description. Now here's a challenge for you this week, okay, or for your next project. Before you even jump into pushing pixels on your next website, write down the story you want to tell, just words, no visuals yet, and only then design from there and watch how different the results feel. And I want to say one last thing. When you do this process makes the whole website creation much simpler. Why? Because you have guardrails. You have a clear zone, right? A target zone where you can play around with the concepts, but you don't have to think of 1,000 ideas. You have this theme or this story that kind of guides every decision that you make, and that makes the process of decision making on every module, every little component, it makes it easy, right? Because it gives your creativity boundaries so that you are not dispersed and you can think clearly. As creatives, we are sometimes hesitant to cage ourselves, right, in a very small box. But when you create a story like this and you cage yourself in this box of the story that you're telling, you will notice how liberating it is to really know what you're doing and know what story you need to tell. And you will see how every decision that you make starts to make sense. That's it for today. If you learned something, give it a like, subscribe for more, and maybe share the video with a colleague that might find this helpful. And as always, my friend, let's bridge the gap one pixel at a time.